Formula One's most explosive moments and confrontations reveal the raw emotions that lie underneath the crash helmets. From wild outbursts to physical altercations, these moments remind us that even the world's best drivers can snap under pressure, creating unforgettable drama that defines F1's greatest rivalries.
Oh, for f***'s sake, man! Who the f***? Oh, I'm out!
The iconic Spa-Francorchamps circuit, 2002 Belgian Grand Prix qualifying. Under 10 minutes left and Juan Pablo Montoya is chasing Schumacher's time, but someone else is on the Williams driver's mind, McLaren's Kimi Raikkonen. The Iceman has clearly gotten under Montoya's skin.
Raikkonen, what a f***ing idiot!
His anger echoing through the cockpit, and emotions are running high as the championship contenders battle for pole position. The war of words between Adrian Sutil and Jarno Trulli over their Brazilian Grand Prix collision spilled into an Abu Dhabi press conference, much to the amusement of fellow drivers Fernando Alonso and Kimi Raikkonen. Trulli, who was fined for disobeying a marshal after the crash, insisted he had evidence proving Sutil was at fault. Sutil, however, was adamant.
I think there's nothing to discuss, it's quite obvious incident. It was not my problem, it was his problem. I don't know why he's freaking out like that, to be honest.
Tempers flared as Trulli produced photographs accusing Sutil of forcing him off track. Sutil countered.
I just lost. Expect the limits of the car, if there's no way to go, you have to back off. That's how the racing is, and I don't know how long you want to learn it,
The argument escalated when Sutil brought up a previous incident in Barcelona, where Trulli had spun and Sutil hit him after cutting a corner.
In Barcelona, I spun and he hit me because he cut the curb. He cut completely the circuit and he didn't slow down, so basically.
Watch the race in Barcelona. I didn't hit you, you hit me.
Trulli, growing increasingly irate, maintained Sutil was fully to blame. As the verbal sparring continued, Raikkonen and Alonso struggled to contain their laughter. When asked for his perspective, Alonso quipped, "We'll discuss it deeply in the driver's briefing."
Sutil, as I recall, was ahead of Jarno Trulli, and there we are.
Well, I don't know which bit of that Jarno Trulli thought was Sutil's fault. It looked more like Jarno's fault to me. He was coming down the outside.
Fernando Alonso's fury echoed through the team radio during his Italian Grand Prix battle with Jolyon Palmer.
What a joke! The 5 seconds! What a joke!
The Spaniard's sarcasm reached new heights post-race. The stewards must have been having a Heineken instead of watching, he quipped, referencing an F1 beer sponsor. Alonso demanded consistency. If grabbing the ball with your hands is a penalty in football, it should always be a penalty.
What Palmer is doing, he needs to give me back the position. Cut the chicane.
Stuck behind Palmer for laps, Alonso suffered gearbox damage. Despite fighting for meager positions, he insisted, spectators want to see normal racing, not a party. A clear jab at his rival's controversial defensive tactics.
Where is Palmer?
And Fernando Palmer has retired.
Daniel Ricciardo's frustration reached a boiling point after a catastrophic Japanese Grand Prix qualifying session. The normally affable Aussie saw his hopes of ending a 10-race podium drought evaporate when a throttle actuator failure left him stranded in Q2, relegating him to a dismal 15th on the grid. "I'm frustrated and fed up, but I won't let it get the best of me," Ricciardo sighed, his trademark smile notably absent. As he walked away from his stricken Red Bull, Ricciardo's anguished screams into his helmet said it all. "I just can't catch a break," he roared to Sky F1.
There was absolutely nothing he could do today. Exactly.
Vettel Kvyat, China 2016. Sebastian Vettel stormed into the driver's room, his face flushed with anger after a dramatic collision with his teammate Kimi Raikkonen, courtesy of Daniil Kvyat's daring overtake. The German wasted no time confronting the young Russian, his frustration and disbelief evident in every word. Kvyat, on the other hand, seemed more amused than apologetic.
Well, it's racing.
I'm racing, but if I keep going the same line, we'll crash.
Don't keep going.
This only served to further infuriate Vettel, who argued that Kvyat's reckless driving could have easily ended in disaster.
We'll crash if you do like that.
But we didn't. So.
Yeah, you didn't.
The Russian shrugged off Vettel's accusations, cheekily pointing out that they didn't actually crash.
I will keep on risking. like this, and everyone should expect that.
The tension between the two was palpable, but as they later shared the podium champagne, it seemed the rift had somewhat healed for now. Chaos erupted at the 1998 Belgian Grand Prix as Michael Schumacher's championship hopes hung in the balance. The German, trailing in the standings, needed a strong result at the rain-soaked circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Schumacher, leading comfortably after a restart, was approaching David Coulthard to lap the McLaren driver when disaster struck. The Ferrari slammed into the back of Coulthard's car, ripping off its front right wheel and leaving Schumacher incensed.
Coulthard in these appalling conditions. Oh God! Michael Schumacher hits David Coulthard and is out of the Belgian Grand Prix.
The normally composed champion stormed into the McLaren garage, his face contorted with rage as he confronted Coulthard.
Look at him, he's saying, I'm going to the stewards. James, can you enlighten? He's going to Coulthard. He's going to have it out with David Coulthard.
Even in a tense, clear-the-air meeting later, Schumacher refused to accept any blame, insisting he was never wrong. The incident showcased the fierce competitiveness that defined Schumacher's career, his unwavering determination sometimes boiling over in the heat of battle. After a disappointing qualifying session, the young Canadian Lance Stroll found himself in a heated moment with his trainer. Tensions reached a tipping point as Stroll, his face flushed with anger, forcefully shoved his trainer in the chest. The sudden outburst sent shockwaves through the paddock, leaving onlookers stunned. The physical confrontation was a rare display of raw emotion from Stroll, usually known for his cool composure. As the dust settled, the driver offered a brief explanation. "I let my emotions get the better of me. It's been a tough weekend and I reacted badly. It won't happen again."
Tough moments for the Canadian driver, who's struggling to find the answers at the moment. Ooh.
At the 1977 Canadian Grand Prix, James Hunt's infamous temper flared in a shocking moment of rage. After a high-speed collision with teammate Jochen Mass, Hunt's McLaren was too damaged to continue. Furious and disoriented, Hunt stumbled out of his wrecked car wearing only one shoe. As corner worker Ernie Strong grabbed Hunt's shoulder to guide him to safety, the Brit suddenly unleashed a fierce punch, striking Strong square in the jaw. The impact was so forceful that it drew blood, leaving Strong stunned and confused. Hunt, seemingly realizing his mistake, offered a half-hearted apology before retreating to the pit. Yuki Tsunoda found himself in hot water after letting his frustrations get the better of him during qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix. The fiery Japanese driver was caught on team radio hurling expletives at his fellow competitors, referring to them as effing bleep as he queued up in the fast lane. Though the offensive language wasn't broadcast on the main F1 feed, it was picked up on Tsunoda's live radio channel, available to fans via F1 TV. Tsunoda, known for his emotional outbursts, was quick to apologize when summoned by the stewards. He explained that as a non-native English speaker, he was unaware of the severity of the words he used until after the session, expressing genuine horror upon learning their meaning.
These guys are retarded.
The stewards, while appreciating Tsunoda's honesty and remorse, emphasized that such language was wholly inappropriate and amounted to misconduct. They slapped the AlphaTauri driver with a €40,000 fine, with €20,000 suspended until the end of the season, provided he keeps his radio chatter clean. Max Verstappen's temper flared in the aftermath of a controversial collision with Esteban Ocon during the Brazilian Grand Prix. The incident, which saw backmarker Ocon tag race leader Verstappen into a costly spin, ultimately cost the Dutchman the victory.
What an idiot! What an idiot!
You do everything well. I mean, you go through the field, we had a great car, and then by such an idiot, you get taken out while he's being lapped.
Furious and frustrated, Verstappen confronted Ocon in the FIA garage after the race. Verstappen, known for his fiery personality, allegedly pushed or hit Ocon forcefully several times in the chest during the heated altercation. The stewards, while sympathetic to Verstappen's passion, deemed his actions inappropriate for a sportsman and role model of his stature. As a result, the Red Bull driver was ordered to perform 2 days of public service at the direction of the FIA within the next 6 months.
I was side by side to me. I think it was my corner and that was it.
The incident served as a stark reminder that even the most talented drivers can let their emotions get the better of them in the heat of the moment. Though Verstappen later explained that he never intended to strike Ocon and was simply triggered, causing him to lose his temper. The 1995 Italian Grand Prix added another chapter to the increasingly tense Schumacher-Hill rivalry. While battling for second place at Monza, the two championship contenders collided yet again while navigating through traffic. The drama unfolded as they approached backmarker Taki Inoue, with Hill running into the back of Schumacher's Benetton. The incident sparked heated debate in the paddock. Hill blamed Inoue's erratic movements for forcing him to brake late, while some suspected Schumacher had deliberately braked early to trap his rival.
And Hill hits Schumacher and they both go off! They both go off! This is a repetition of Silverstone! Amazing!
The stewards ultimately handed Hill a one-race suspended ban, adding more fuel to an already fiery relationship that had seen the pair clash multiple times that season, including a controversial incident at Silverstone.
Die andere, es kommt fast zu einer Auseinandersetzung. Immer wieder das Duell auf der Strecke. Monza 95.
In a moment that would haunt Ferrari's 2022 championship hopes, Charles Leclerc's scream of no over team radio echoed the frustration of every Tifosi watching the French Grand Prix. Leading the race and showing strong pace against Verstappen, Leclerc inexplicably lost control at the fast Busset corner, sending his Ferrari spinning into the barriers.
Good push in clean air, and who's that got off?
Leclerc. And look after these tires.
Charles Leclerc is out of the race! No!
The gut-wrenching mistake handed his rival an easy victory and dealt a severe blow to his title aspirations. A devastated Leclerc didn't shy away from responsibility, admitting afterward, "I'm losing too many points. If we lose the championship by 32 points, I'll know where they came from. It's unacceptable. I just need to get on top of these things." Nigel Mansell's race was over almost before it began at Imola, retiring on the very first lap after a collision with Martin Brundle. Already struggling off the line with gearbox problems, the incident sparked a furious reaction from the British driver, who stormed back to confront his mechanics about the technical issues.
Have you ever had neutral after first gear on the start like that? What happened? If you haven't, I wouldn't recommend it. Pissed off. In the end, I drive slow, I get it together, it's a f***ing nightmare.
The 1982 German Grand Prix witnessed one of F1's most infamous driver confrontations, where Nelson Piquet unleashed his fury on Eliseo Salazar at Hockenheim. Leading the race in BMW's home event, Piquet was taken out by the backmarker Salazar, who was a lap down in his ATS. The Brazilian, already frustrated by BMW's troubled engine development, completely lost his cool. TV cameras captured the explosive moment as Piquet stormed over to Salazar, launching kicks and punches at the Chilean driver.
Piquet and Salazar go to karate class together, and here was a chance to practice a few routines.
The irony? It was later revealed that Piquet's BMW engine was on the verge of failure when the crash occurred, though this embarrassing detail wouldn't come to light until Paul Roscher confessed it to Piquet at a BMW party in 1993. Sebastian Vettel's fury echoed through team radio at the 2016 Russian Grand Prix after a chaotic first lap ended his race prematurely. Having already clashed with Daniil Kvyat in China, the Ferrari driver exploded with rage when the Red Bull driver hit him twice in quick succession at Sochi.
Oh, for f***'s sake, man! Who the f***? Oh, I'm out! Crash! Somebody hit me in the rear, turn 2, and then somebody hit me in the rear again in turn 3. For f***'s sake.
The four-time champion was so incensed, he later confronted his former boss Christian Horner on the Red Bull pit wall, before leaving the track without conducting his usual press interviews. Giancarlo Fisichella's fury boiled over at the Nürburgring in 2006 when Jacques Villeneuve allegedly blocked him during qualifying. The Italian stormed down the pit lane to confront the former world champion in the BMW Sauber garage, before unleashing a scathing verbal attack to the media. The man's behaviour is unacceptable, Fisichella fumed, repeatedly calling Villeneuve's driving unprofessional. While his Renault teammate Alonso claimed pole position, Fisichella was left stranded in 13th place. The incident particularly stung as it cost him a shot at victory, with the angry Roman insisting he could have been second, third or fourth without Villeneuve's interference.
Fisichella was struggling to survive Q1. This was his last chance. On his final flying lap, he came across an off-the-pace Villeneuve. And he didn't appreciate it. So he went to make his feelings absolutely clear.
Max Verstappen's Azerbaijan Grand Prix ended in fury when a catastrophic left rear tyre failure sent him crashing into the concrete wall with just 5 laps remaining. Leading the race and set for his 13th career victory, the Dutchman could only watch his championship points advantage evaporate as his Red Bull slammed into the barriers at high speed.
The tyre!
His frustration boiled over immediately as he climbed from the wreckage, storming over to the blown tyre and unleashing a furious kick at the offending rubber. The dramatic retirement not only cost Verstappen a certain race win, but also threatened his 4-point championship lead over Lewis Hamilton in what was becoming an increasingly tense title battle. Charles Leclerc's curse at his home race continued in dramatic fashion as Ferrari's strategy chaos turned a certain win into a crushing 4th place. Leading comfortably from pole position, Leclerc's race unravelled during a confused pit stop sequence where Ferrari double-stacked their drivers. Initially called in behind teammate Sainz, then hauled to stay out too late, Leclerc lost precious seconds in the pits.
Stay out, stay out. What?
No words. The season is long, but we cannot do that. He fumed over team radio as he watched victory slip away. After the race, Olivier Leclerc didn't hold back.
The win was clearly in our hands. We had the performance, we had everything. I just don't really understand the call that I've had, and I need explanations for now.
Max Verstappen's frustration boiled over during a tense Hungarian Grand Prix, leading to an explosive radio exchange with race engineer Gianpiero Lambiase. When instructed to manage his tyres carefully, an irate Verstappen fired back,
"No man, don't give me that bullshit now. You guys give me the strategy, okay? I'm trying to rescue what's left."
The outburst highlighted growing tensions between the world champion and his team, with Verstappen later criticising Red Bull's strategy that put me on the back foot. The situation escalated further when Lambiase refused to report Hamilton's defensive driving to the stewards, dismissing it as childish behaviour over team radio.
I'm not even going to get into a radio fight with the other teams, Max. We'll let the stewards do their thing. It's childish on the radio, childish.
Fernando Alonso's frustration at being stuck at the back of the field boiled over into a series of sarcastic radio exchanges at Interlagos. When his engineer asked about his car's balance, an exasperated Alonso shot back, "I don't know."
How was the balance?
I don't know!
Later, when informed about rival Sirotkin's position ahead, the two-time champion's response dripped with sarcasm. "Nice target," he quipped, when told Sirotkin was running in 16th. The Spaniard's mounting irritation peaked when he simply declared,
Radio for the rest of the race.
Effectively shutting down communication with his pit wall in what was becoming another disappointing afternoon near the back of the field. And what better way to end the video than with this gem from our favourite rage hothead, Yuki Tsunoda.
Schumacher coming behind.
Now, these heated moments, forever etched in F1 folklore, showcase both the best and worst of racing's elite personalities. While some damage reputations, others bring drivers closer to fans by revealing their passionate humanity. It's these flashes of raw emotion that make Formula One so much more than just cars going in circles. Now, this has been Racers Reverie, and we'll see you in the next video.